U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, on his fourth and likely final official visit to the Philippines, visited the Western Command in Palawan today.
There, he reiterated America's ironclad commitment to the Philippines and stressed that the relationship will transcend changes of administrations. He also met with Filipino troops in charge of patrolling the West Philippine Sea.
His counterpart, Philippine Defense Secretary Teodoro, pointed out that China has been more aggressive in the disputed waters, placing pseudo-military vessels disguised as Coast Guard in parts of the West Philippine Sea. Francis Orcio with tonight's big story.
Outgoing U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin visited the Armed Forces Western Command in Palawan today, which he says underscores Washington's commitment and full support to Manila as it asserts its rights in the West Philippine Sea. This is Austin's fourth visit to the Philippines, the most ever by a U.S. Secretary of Defense. Austin took the opportunity to condemn China's coercive actions in the Philippines' exclusive economic zone.
We stand with the Philippines and we condemn dangerous actions by the TRC against lawful Philippine operations in the South China Sea. Again, this is concerning behavior. America is profoundly committed to the defense of the Philippines. Our commitment to the Mutual Defense Treaty is ironclad. And let me say again that the Mutual Defense Treaty applies to armed attacks on either of our armed forces, aircraft, or public vessels, including our Coast Guards, anywhere in the South China Sea.
His counterpart, Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. said China is stepping up pressure on the Philippines to cede its claims in the South China Sea.
They have been more aggressive in denying us access to our exclusive economic zone in the West Philippine Sea. They have really placed a lot of these pseudo-military vessels disguised as Coast Guard vessels and maritime militia vessels in the areas in the West Philippine Sea. They have been very aggressive in their information operations against the Philippines.
That's why Teodoro says modernizing the defense and security capabilities of the country, as well as keeping allies like the U.S. close, is more important than ever. The DND has been busy procuring more sophisticated technology, like this unmanned surface vessel that can be used for sea surveillance. And tapping on alliances, as with the landmark intelligence sharing deal between the United States and the Philippines signed this week, known as the General Security of Military Information Agreement, or GSOMIA. This pact took 2 years to negotiate. It will facilitate the sharing of classified information and technology between the two militaries. And as expected, it triggered Beijing once more. In a statement, the Chinese Foreign Ministry stressed that no military agreement or defense and security cooperation in whatever form should target any party or harm its interests, nor should it undermine regional peace or exacerbate regional tensions. China went on, the only right choice for safeguarding national security and regional peace and stability is to uphold good neighborliness and friendship and maintain strategic independence. Here's Defense Secretary Teodoro's reply to that statement.
If you weren't paranoid, you wouldn't comment about it, so far as I'm concerned, because it is something bilateral to the United States and the Philippines. Our main theme of cooperation here, aside from being treaty allies, stands for upholding of international law and the fundamental and the values of freedom and democracy.
In less than 2 months, President-elect Donald Trump takes over with full control of the government, the executive branch, as well as both houses of Congress. Where does that leave America's commitment to the Philippines and the Indo-Pacific region?
The strength of our alliance, I think, will transcend changes of administration going forward. So, again, I won't speculate on any changes in policy or anything that the new administration may bring on board. What I will tell you is that this is an important country, not only to me, but to people in both parties back in the United States of America.
Teodoro says it's also important to pay attention to how China will interact with the Trump administration this time around.
With our anticipating a possible what will happen in the United States next year, we should be calling out what President Xi is thinking about insofar as China is concerned, because the operative factor, the causative factor which has caused this alliance to be as robust as it is the Chinese overreach and aggression in this part of the world.
The U.S. Department of Defense says Austin's leadership has been critical to advancing the U.S.-Philippines relationship to where it is today. Yesterday at Camp Aguinaldo, he was presented with the Outstanding Achievement Medal by Teodoro in honor of his contributions to strengthening bilateral ties. Mobile journalist Francis Orcio, We Are One News.